Good morning, students. My name is Dr. P.L. Chaudhary, your school English teacher, ACS number 4, Rawatbata. Today, we are going to begin the first chapter for class 10. The title of the chapter is A Letter to God. This is written by G.L. Funes. Actually, he is a Mexican writer. Little bit I wish to explain. We will begin the chapter from the introduction of the writer. As we must know that a little bit about the writer too. The man important information that I have written here, you can Google it and may come to know little more about the writer. Actually, he got birth in the year 1895, died in the year 1986. As we talk about the nationality from where he belongs, he is from Mexico. Mexican nationality you can talk. Actually, he was a novelist, poet, journalist, story writer too. The currency of Mexico, it is important to know because in the chapter we are going to discuss about the currency of this nation too. The currency of Mexico is pesos. The spelling is like this, P-E-S-O-S. Like that in India we have the currency rupee, rupees. In the same way in Mexico it is pesos. As in America we call it dollar. In the same way. Coming to the another part of the story, before we discuss something in detail about the story, we should focus mainly about the main characters of the story. As the first character of the story is Lencho, L-E-N-C-H-O. Actually, he is the protagonist of this story. I think many of you are well familiar about this word protagonist. This means one who plays the leading role, main role. As we see a movie, we usually talk about that the main heroes of this movie are like this. In the same way, in this story, Lencho is the protagonist. The whole story revolves around him only. The second important character you may call his wife, and I have taken the children too because much role is not there of the children and his wife, but obviously something is given about them also. The second character is his wife and children. The third important character of the story, that is post office employees. Here, the main role will be played by post office employees, especially the postmaster. And the fourth and the last one, it is God, that we call the supernatural element. I think you are well familiar about this word supernatural also. That is beyond nature. Nobody has seen God in the physical form, but still all of us or most of the families believe in God, in Almighty, like that. The third point that I wish to discuss, main summary points of the chapter. I have divided the whole story into 4 parts. Part 1, location of the house. Obviously, we are talking about the house of Lencho only. It is given in the beginning of the story that Lencho's house is situated in such a lonely place, situated on a hill also, you may say, top of the hill, and hardly we can see in the picture, one picture is also given, no other house is visible. So all alone they are maintaining their life or their family or their livelihood they are running in the same way. Coming to the part 2, Lencho seeks for rain. Here the field is having corn field it is, and after seeing the field, Lencho becomes excessively happy as he was expecting a good produce this year. He could imagine that this year definitely God has given me a lot and I will be able to run my family, I will be able to run my livelihood. In that way he is very much happy. But in between somewhere he feels that his corn grain needs rain. For that he is expecting that today after seeing the sky, he imagines that rain may take place. And obviously the cornfields need it also. So he seeks for rain. Actually the fields or the field of Lencho needs it. Part 3, it is destructive hailstorm. And as we all know that all the farmers, not only in Mexico, all over the world need rain. And rain becomes for them a kind of blessing, you may say. But at the same time, we usually observe that many times excessive rain that we call hailstorm too, hails in the form of you may call a ball of ice, falls and destroys the complete grain, you may say, or the crops of a particular farmer. Here we are going to talk about a farmer named Lencho. So heavy rain took place and everything got destroyed. So when we are in panic, when we are unable to manage by our own resources too, usually we remember God. In other religions it may be any God like Allah, and Christians they may talk about their own God. So like that, he also remembers, recalls in his mind about God, and he plans to write a letter to God. That looks quite strange to us to know how can somebody write, as we write a letter whose address we know, but nobody knows the address of God. But then also he has firm belief in religion, and he plans to write a letter to God. In what way he writes a letter, in what way God answers it, that we will come to know in the actual story. So the fourth part of the story, it is the actual text giver, actual story that is given word by word, line by line, para by para. I will explain to you. So children, I think you could have seen the cover page of the book. It is First Flight, and the chapter 1, it is a letter to God. I'll explain the letter, a letter to God, this chapter, line by line. The actual chapter begins from page number 3, and I'll explain line by line to you. The chapter or the story begins like this. The house, the only one in the entire valley. As I explained earlier, that location of the house, that the house is situated in the entire valley, it was all alone. Sat on the crest of a low hill. Crest refers to top of a hill. From this height, one could see the river and the field of ripe corn dotted with the flowers that always promised a good harvest. And from there, we can see the picture also that Lencho is expecting a good harvest that year. After seeing the cornfield, he could expect good harvest, good production he may expect good this year. The only thing earth needs was a downpour or at least a shower. But the only thing that we may call the shortcoming to get the corn, it is a small downpour you can call, or at least a shower it needs. Throughout the morning, Lencho, who knew his fields intimately, had gone nothing else but see the sky towards the northeast side. And why the term northeast side it is given? That we expect monsoon from that way only, northeast. So whole day from morning up to evening, Lencho is seeing the sky and expecting a good rain, moderate kind of rain, not heavy rain, because anything that is excessive, that usually destroys the things. Now we were really going to get some water, women, and here women refers to Lencho's wife. The woman who was preparing supper replied, yes, good willing. And obviously when the farmer Lencho says that now we can expect a moderate kind of rain, then his wife says yes, she was preparing supper or dinner also. The older boys were working in the field while the smaller ones were playing near the house until the women called to them. And children, as we see, the countryside or the village life. Children usually play during evening hours, and the same was done by his children too. Come for dinner. There was a call from inside the house that come for dinner. The dinner was ready. It was during the meal that, just as page 4, Lencho had predicted, big drops of rain began to fall. And as they were taking food, supper, dinner that we call, they could feel that rain has taken place. In the northeast, huge mountains of clouds could be seen approaching, or northeast side they could see that mountains of clouds were there, and they could expect that definitely now moderate kind of rain that they were expecting is going to take place. From inside they were becoming happy, or when such moderate kind of rain takes place, farmers are in the habit to become happy because they can expect good crops that year. The air was fresh and sweet. The man went out for no other reason than to have the pleasure of feeling the rain on his body. And during that supper time or dinner time, he came out to see, to witness the rainfall, or the rain, you can see. As he wanted to feel it, the pleasure of feeling the rain on his body. And when he returned, he explained, these are not raindrops falling from the sky. And that is very important to make a note of it. He says that these are raindrops falling from the sky. It is not at all raindrops only. They are new coins. New coins refers to that a farmer who gets a moderate kind of rain, or the rain that much needed, the water that much needed, suppose he gets, he could get this much money in the form of coins. He would get the produce, will sell into the market, will get the money and run his family throughout the year before the another crop comes. The big drops are 10-cent pieces, and he compares to that the big raindrops calls 10-cent pieces, and the little one the 5 one. Even he has counted the bigger drops in the form of 10 cent, the small one in the form of 5 cents. With a satisfied expression, he regarded the field of ripe corn with its flowers draped in a curtain of rain. But suddenly a strong wind began to blow, and along with the rain were very large hailstones that we call in Hindi ole began to fall. And the farmer, his whole family was happy enough after seeing the sky, after seeing the clouds and the actual, you may say, the rain. The farmer or his family was happy enough, but at the same time, he could see, he could witness that large hailstones begin to fall. And this is that his happiness turns into, you may say, sadness. These truly did resemble new silver coins, and the hailstones, I think all of you have seen hailstones, ole, they are silver in color. The shape we see are the balls. The boys, exposing themselves to the rain, ran out to collect the frozen pearls, and without understanding the gravity of the situation. Children, how can they know that this is going to us? The small children in the family, they are not bothered about the gravity of the situation, that they are not going to get good crop this year because of these hailstones. They are enjoying outside. They are collecting the hailstones and playing with them without understanding that this will destroy their crops and they will not be able to get good food that year, good hospitality they are unable to provide. They do not understand. Small children, obviously, they do not understand. It's really getting bad now, exclaimed the man. The man told his wife that definitely we are going to witness the bad times now, because we were expecting good rain, but it turns into hailstones that is going to destroy their crop. I hope it passes quickly. It did not pass quickly. For an hour, the hail rained on the house, the garden, the hillside, the cornfield, on the whole valley. The field was white as if covered with salt. as we spread salt everywhere on the land, in the same way, he could see that everywhere hailstones were there. Means everything, that shows that everything was destroyed. Nothing was left in his field. Not a leaf remained on the trees, and he was unable to witness a single leaf. That shows the gravity of the destruction, that how much it took place. The corn was totally destroyed, completely destroyed. The flowers were gone from the plants. Lencho's soul was filled with sadness. Obviously, not only Lencho, suppose we are also the part of that family, we also become sad. And the same thing was with him. When the storm had passed, he stood in the middle of the field and said to his sons, or as soon as hailstones got over, he went in the middle of his field and called his sons. A plague of locusts would have left more than this. And sowing the fields, sowing the cornfield, he is telling to his children that locust, a kind of insect you may see, that destroys everything in the field, could have saved more than these hailstones. He means to say that total destruction because of hailstones has taken place. The hail had left nothing. This year we will have no corn. And he tells the gravity or the seriousness of the thing to his sons that this year they won't get any corn like this. That night was a sorrowful one. All our work for nothing. There is no one who can help us. We will all go hungry this year. Page number 5, part 2. In part 1 we saw that Lencho was expecting good crop that year, but because of excessive or heavy hailstones, he could witness it very well that nothing is going to take place that year. He was not expecting now any corn in his fields, and during the whole night he got a sleepless night. You can see, suppose such sorrows come in our life, we cannot sleep comfortably. The same thing happened with this farmer too. And he says to himself, there is no one who can help us. We got this year nothing. We worked a lot, but nothing we are going to get. We all go hungry this year. The part 2 of the story, now you see. But in the hearts of all who lived in that solitary house, in the middle of the valley, there was a single hope, help from God. And the actual that we saw in the beginning, the title of the chapter, A Letter to God, the story begins, the role of God begins now. And obviously when we are in sorrows, when we are unhappy, one hope is always left with us. That is, just be God ko apan mante hain, maybe any God. We usually talk to God, that Bhagwan, why are you doing like this with me? And he was expecting some help from God's side. Don't be so upset, even though this seems like a total loss. Remember, no one dies of hunger. And he tries to console, being the head of the family, to his wife, to his children, including sons, that no one dies of hunger. Obviously, we will be able to manage something. In the tough times, suppose we do not lose hope, we usually manage the things in a better way. That's what they say. No one dies of hunger. And his wife also supports that, although they could see it very well, but to console each other, husband says to his wife, no one dies of hunger. And wife also repeats the same. Yes, you are correct. No one dies of hunger. Means anyhow we will manage the situation. All through the night, Lencho thought only of his one hope, the help of God, whose eyes, as he had been instructed, seen everything, even what is deep in one's conscience. Lencho was an ox of a man, working like an animal in the field, but still he knew how to write. Although throughout the day, all the farmers have the same kind of fate or luck, you may say, that throughout the day or even late evening hour, they usually work in their fields. But at the same time, he was literate too. He could write something. A little bit he could write. So he planned to write a letter to God that I will get help from God's side. The following Sunday, at a daybreak, he began to write a letter which he himself would carry to town. And the next day it was Sunday, so he thought that today post offices are closed, so he will post the letter on Monday. But Sunday, he thought that I will write a letter. He started writing too, having this hope in mind that God helps everybody. So why he won't help me? I am such a great follower of God, which he himself would carry to town and place in the mail. And he said that on coming tomorrow, it is Sunday, day after tomorrow I will go to town and post it personally in the post office. It was nothing less than a letter to God. And finally, as planned, wrote it also and plans to post it in the post office. God, he wrote. He begins to write. That a little bit it is given also, what he writes in the letter. God, he wrote, if you don't help me, my family, and I will go hungry this year. He says, he begins like this, oh God, if you don't help me, nobody else is there. Not a family member, not a relative who can help me. The only and the last hope that is left, that is you only. And suppose you do not help me, my family will get ruined. We will go hungry this year. Nothing is left in the family to eat. I need 100 pesos in order to sow my field again. And you see the sincerity, how innocent the farmer is. That he asked for 100 pesos. As in the beginning I told, pesos, P-E-S-O-S, is the currency of Mexico, as like Indian rupee. So he says, or writes in the letter, that I need 100 pesos, just like 100 rupees you may say, so that he may sow his fields again. Because as in this lockdown period also we saw it, that many times in the TV debates, people or the experts sitting usually talk that we are going to witness such a great economic crisis. We are going to get such a big loss this year because of this lockdown, because of this COVID-19. But let me tell you, being a son of a farmer, I can tell you from last many decades, farmers usually sow the seed in their fields and most of the time they are in loss only. The same thing happened with him also. I need 100 pesos in order to sow my field again and to live until the crop comes, because the hailstorm and doesn't write ... he writes like that God can understand. God को ज़्यादा बताने की ज़रूरत कहाँ है? God can understand by himself. He wrote to God on the envelope, or on the envelope, as nobody knows the address of God, so on the top of the envelope he writes to God. On the envelope, put the letter inside, and still troubled went to town, and finally he goes to town to post the letter. At the post office he placed a stamp on the letter. Usually we paste a stamp on a letter and then we post it, so that will go to the destination, and dropped it into the mailbox. One of the employees, or when we post something or we drop into the letter box, these letters are you may say kept in area wise. That's these many letters will go to Jaipur, these many letters will go to another place, like that it is kept. Or while making the scrutiny, one of the employees of the post office, who was a postman, also helped at the post office, went to his boss laughing heartily. And throughout his career, or throughout that postman's career, he has not witnessed a single letter that is written to God. And that is surprising to us also. But to give a message, that kind of story is written. He started laughing after seeing that the address of the letter, that the letter is addressed to God. So did the letter to God. Never in his career as a postman had he known that address, because he delivers the letter at many places, like that there is a postman who comes in Anu Pratap, Anu Tara, Anu Kiran colony, these many colonies. So he knows most of the addresses. When we go to somewhere, we do not know the address. Usually, suppose we see a postman somewhere, we usually ask to postman about the address, because they are very much familiar about that area. This is one of the best ways to search that address. Then, never in his career as a postman had he known that address. The postmaster, and the postmaster who is the head of that post office, like that we are the head of the family in our school, principal. In the same way, post office biggest employee or biggest or the highest employee, you may say, is postmaster. He is a fat one, amiable, friendly enough. Come to the page number 6. Fellow also broke out laughing, and when the postman shows the letter to the postmaster, he also starts laughing, because in his career also he has also not witnessed such letter that is written to a God. Also broke out laughing, but almost immediately he turned serious. But at the same time, he laughed and at the same time became serious too, as he thought something different from others. Tapping the letter on his desk and commented, "What faith! I wish I had the faith of the man who wrote this letter." And he could understand the gravity of the situation, of the farmer's condition. He could understand. He kept it on the table pe rakha, and then he started thinking about that letter. What faith! See, one has shown this much faith to God, that God will send him something in the help of help, in terms of help. I wish I had the faith of the man who wrote this letter. Postmaster thought in that way, that I should maintain the faith of the person. Actually, he was not interested to help him. He was more interested to maintain somebody's faith in God. Somebody has shown faith in God and I should maintain it. I should do something for him. Starting up a correspondence with the God, and he thought that I will also write a letter to him and I will send something to him. So in order not to shake the writer's faith in God, again I tell you that he was not more interested in helping the farmer. He was more interested in maintaining the faith of somebody in God. The postmaster came up with an idea, answered the letter, and the postmaster discussed the same thing with other post office employees. Shall we write the answer of this letter which is written to God? Because one who has written the letter doesn't know that God doesn't write. But we will write and we will maintain the faith of this fellow named Lencho. But when he opened it, it was evident to answer it, he needed something more than goodwill. Actually, even they were not aware what is written in the letter. When they opened the envelope, what was written? They were surprised to know that he doesn't tell anything to God only. He tells or is asking the help that I need 100 pesos in the form of 100 rupees. He is asking 100 rupees from God. And nowhere God gives us. But when the postmaster opened the letter, it was evident, it was very clear. To answer it, he needed something more than goodwill. The person was not only expecting goodwill, good wishes. In his bad times, he needed money. But he stuck to his resolution. But still the postmaster was stick to his resolution, the decision what he has taken. He asked for money from his employees. He himself gave part of his salary, and several friends of his were obliged to give something for an act of charity. And all the people discussed together. He called a meeting that we should help this fellow. I think he is in dire need of money. Everything got spoiled because of hailstorm. As they read the letter and they came to know. It was impossible for him to gather together the 100 pesos. But the postmaster, 100 pesos, you just think in that way that it is such a big amount, like 20,000 you can call. At that time the story is old enough, no? So he was the protagonist or the man, hero of the story, Lencho, asked for 100 pesos. So it was difficult for all the employees of the post office to collect 100 pesos, 100 rupees. It was a big amount at that time. So he was able to send the farmer only a little more than half. Then he thought that more than half, 100 ka half, it is 50, more than 50, he's planned to send. He put the money in an envelope addressed to Lencho. They put that much money in the envelope and addressed to Lencho. And without disclosing their identity, post office employees do not disclose their identity, as they do not want to disturb the faith of somebody. And with it a letter containing only a single word as a signature, and in the letter they have written only, they kept the money that they could arrange, and they have signed also on behalf of God, they have written God. Part 3 on the same page, 6. The following Sunday, Lencho came a bit earlier than usual to ask if there was a letter to him. On the next day, as he was having this much hope in his mind, that definitely God will help us. No one dies of hunger. So next day he came to the post office and asked for the letter. Sir, koi letter hai kya God se? It was the postman himself who handed the letter to him, while the postmaster, experiencing the contentment of the man who had performed a good deed, looked on from his office. And the same postman handed over that help on behalf of God to Lencho. And postmaster, who is the head of that post office, was watching from his office how the person is satisfied after getting a letter from God, without knowing the fact that these post office employees have written a letter to him. Lencho showed not the slightest surprise on seeing the money, such was his confidence, but he became angry when he counted the money. You see the irony given here. Irony means something that we are expecting and something opposite happens. That is called irony. Post office people were expecting that Lencho will become happy after getting this much money, and when he counted, he found that 70 pesos were only there, and he became angry. Why you have given only 70 when I asked for 100? Lencho showed not the slightest surprise on seeing the money, such was his confidence, but he became angry when he counted the money. God could have made a mistake, and he blames to God. I think, God, you made a mistake while counting how much you need to send me, as God has sent him 70 pesos only, and he was expecting 100, without knowing the fact that post office employees only have given him the money. God could only have made a mistake, nor could he have denied Lencho what he had requested. Immediately, Lencho went up to the window to ask for paper and ink. On the public writing table, as usually we find public writing tables in the post office or bank also, he planned to write another letter, as he was expecting 100 and got less than 100. So he became angry and started writing another letter at the same time. On the public writing table, he started write with much winkling of his brow. Winkling of the brow refers to that you show anger to someone, caused by the effort he had to make to express his ideas. When he finished, he went to the window to buy a stamp, which he did earlier, which he licked and then affixed to the envelope with a blow of his fist, like that stamp usually we do like this. The moment the letter fell into the mailbox, the postmaster went to open it. It said God. But postmaster again read the same letter, which was written by the same person, Lencho. It said, God, of the money that I asked for, only 70 pesos reached me. Or in another letter it was written, God, I asked for 100 rupees and you have given me 70. I think you made a mistake. Please correct it. Send me the rest. And he is not asking that send me again 100 rupees. Rest money, that is 30 pesos he is asking. Since I need it very much. And he is asking, sir, I need. He addresses to God that I need remaining 30 pesos too. But don't send it to me through the mail. And he makes another request that do not send money this time through post office. But do not send it to me through the mail, because the post office employees are a bunch of crooks. He calls them dishonest people. That this time you send me directly send to me at home through these post office employees. Do not send the money, because he calls them a group of dishonest people, without knowing the fact who helped this fellow. On behalf of God, post office employees, that idea came to the mind of the post office people or the postmaster, that they were interested not to break the faith of somebody. So they collected the money on the charity basis to help somebody. They could collect only 70, but then also Lenzo is not at all happy, becomes angry, plans to write another letter and asking for the remaining money without knowing the fact that who helped him. That is all about the story. We will discuss about the questions later on. So children, this is the question in your mind. Sir, we have understood the story that you discussed. What shall we do now? So purchase one notebook that you usually make for your school purpose. In the same notebook, chapter 1, question answers which are given in the textbook, like headed oral comprehension check, that is given on page number 5. Then second one, it is oral comprehension check, page number 6. Then page number 7, oral comprehension check. And on the same page, thinking about the text, question number 1 to 6. These many questions are given. Write them in your own words. Very simple to answer them. In your own language you answer. Do not copy the answers from somewhere else, from your friends or from guides and all. You can answer them by yourself. Suppose you have understood the story very well. And after that, you know it very well that most of the questions, these textual questions are given as a sample, you may say. The questions which are based on imagination, it is usually asked. So I have given 3 questions that you are going to write in 100 to 200 words. Question number 1 is, describe in detail about the condition of the farmers in your locality. That as we live in Rawatbata, so near about Rawatbata, what kind of condition that you see of the farmers. You can touch these many points while writing about the farmers. You can talk about their food, clothes, health, education, their lifestyle, common amenities that they enjoy, and so on. These are some of the areas that you can focus. That word limit is around 100 to 200 words. Question number 2 is, write a letter to God. As Lenzo writes a letter to God, in the same way, you also write a letter to God, asking for the dream, or dreams you can write, dreams to be fulfilled. That what kind of dream you have and what kind of help you need from God. Question number 3 is the last one. Recently, due to COVID-19, Government of India declared lockdown. People rushed to purchase goods like wheat, rice, pulses, fruits and vegetables produced by farmers, as we all know. Describe the importance of farmers in the development of the nation. Around 100 to 200 words. In your own words, just imagine, think, discuss with your parents and try to answer all these questions. First you write in the rough copy, and when you think that this is my final answer, that you write in the fair notebook. That I'll check on the reopening day. Thank you. Goodbye. Stay safe. Stay home. Thank you.